Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is another episode of your OGR as the Edmonton Oilers got absolutely smacked here in game 23 as the Oilers of course went up against the Maple Leafs. As you guys probably know, if the Oilers fans are out there, you probably know that we lost to the Maple Leafs because Maple Leafs have made it heard that we got our asses absolutely smacked last night. We're going to be having a nice cool segment joining the show as What's Up in Toronto World, which is going to be kind of a new segment in this OGR whenever we go up against the Maple Leafs, because I think this is absolutely hilarious. I'll be going on either Twitter or on YouTube where I'm going to be searching for the most outrageous Toronto Maple Leafs fan out there and read what they think about their team. This will be later on in the show, of course, once we're done reviewing the game, but I had some funny comments during the live play-by-play that I did yesterday, and also the comments section was filled with a bunch of crap talking as well, which will be very, very exciting once we get into it, because their world is outrageous and I would like to be on the same drugs that they're on, because in Toronto world, they think everything is good. They have the biggest ego in Toronto world. So I'm really excited to get into that and to kind of go into that segment. But let's get into the Edmonton Oilers crappy game from top to bottom. This was disappointing. I don't even have the words. I don't even think I have to explain this to you guys of how disappointing this game was. From Dyson Barrie getting stripped, where he was like, basically people were like this all over him, ripping him apart, and then like get around him and they score a goal. Every time that was Tyson Barrie. Every time a player came up to and he was like holding the puck alongside of the board, some player would like rip him apart and then get the puck and almost have a great scoring chance. I mean, the amount of times that, not even just that, even Caleb Jones was being outbeat. Ethan Bear, our entire defensive core, I think probably one of the sloppiest games that we have ever seen before. And yes, our defensive core is nowhere near the best, and I'm not expecting it to play its best, but we need to see a little bit better than what we seen last night, because Darnell Nurse, our best defenseman, played like total crap. He was being picked apart. The Zach Hyman goal, the last goal of the game, he legit let Zach Hyman walk all over Darnell Nurse, and that's not needing to happen. Darnell Nurse, every 3 goals, I think the Nylander, Marner, and the Hyman goal were all Darnell Nurse's fault. He made horrible mistakes on every single one of those goals. From the Nylander goal on the power play, so let's get into reviewing every single goal, because we got to talk about Darnell Nurse's play last night. So Nylander. So Mitch Marner, he's at the top of the point. He has the puck. He's coming down, and Darnell Nurse goes kind of like this. He's like kind of coming at him. He's like hesitating to go down on his knee, and then he actually does go down on his knee, right? So Mitch Marner, if you are a defenseman going up against Mitch Marner is going to be able to put his feet together and move really fastly, right? That's the factor of Mitch Marner. He's going to be able to move really fast. So if you go down on your knee, you're basically opening Mitch Marner to just skate right around you, which is what Mitch Marner did. Mitch Marner went around the net, waited to find somebody open, and he found William Nylander. Legit, if Nurse just didn't go on his knee, kind of pressured him a little bit, kind of stayed with him, it wouldn't have been a goal. No, maybe it would have been. Maybe Mitch Marner would have been able to get free, but Darnell Nurse would have been stuck on his fucking knee like he's going to propose to Mitch Marner. Like, Nurse, I hate that all of our defensemen like to go on the knee. Guys, we're not proposing to the opponents here, guys. We're trying to kick their ass. So stop bending the goddamn knee, man. Especially in that play. And Josh Archibald, you got to be in your position. You were way down too low. That's a defenseman's spot behind the net. You need to be covering William Nylander, which no one was. You were in the crease, first of all. Yes, you did get pushed in, but even then, you got to get yourself out of there. That's not the spot you should be in. And it was just a bad play on that power play, and it only lasted 24 seconds. My lord, that was the worst. And I mean, there's no special teams anyways. That was the only goal that happened. Actually, that was the only power play throughout the entire game, which was kind of a joke because there should have been some penalties on both the Oilers and the Leafs side. I seen there was a lot of missed calls throughout this game. It's like the refs put their whistles in the pockets and didn't want to do anything throughout this entire game. It's like the retirement game for them tonight. And then Mitch Marner, this is another one where Darnell Nurse is just, he seems to be sketched out by Marner. He seems to be scared, and I don't know why he was. It's like, you gotta play to your strengths, and you gotta know what your your strengths and weaknesses are, and playing that pattern where you're like hesitating on what you should do. You can't be doing that. You gotta know when to step up on Mitch Marner and take the body at some moments of time. Mitch Marner, yes, he might be able to dangle you, but sometimes you just gotta know when to step up and play that guy properly, especially relying on your other defensive partner, which I don't think Nurse was able to rely on Tyson Barrie the entire game, because like I showed you, Barrie was being ripped apart all damn game long, and that was just one of them. Darnell Nurse made a horrible play, and Mitch Marner got a beautiful goal. And Connor McDavid, wow, I can't believe I'm actually going to call him out for making a defensive mistake, but he did. This was a horrible play. Connor McDavid was skating it up. They had some speed, and he made the worst pass I think the guy has ever made in my life. It went off of one of the Toronto Maple Leafs skates, I think, which I don't think he's seen him coming, and it turned over, and it was a great 2-on-1 opportunity for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jason Spezza took a fake slap shot and juked out Smith and Archibald. And Archibald just kind of waited until he did the one-timing shot, which I hate that. I wish that they were just to go after the guys, especially you look at your goalie. Look at your fucking goalie, and if you see him a little sketched out right now, looking like he might let that goal in, charge after Spezza. Make sure that shot is not easy for Jason Spezza. And that was the biggest thing. We never made anything easy for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Every goal that they scored was easy as shit. It was easy to score against us last night. We weren't challenging. We were a piece of cake. We were like a cake or a piece of butter with a butter knife sliding right through us. We were butter out there, man. That's what we were. Zach Hyman scored the last goal of the game, which was just another bad defensive play by Nurse. He got absolutely ripped apart by Zach Hyman, and he showed no physicality. Top to bottom, this was the worst game. Darnell Nurse actually had the most shots on the net with 7, which is absolutely nuts. The next best was Draisaitl. We weren't shooting the puck well enough, especially for our forward core. Darnell Nurse carried us with shots on net with 7. We shot mostly from the point all game long. We cycled it alongside of the boards up to the point, shot on net. No one was able to get the rebound, or it fucking missed the net. The amount of times Darnell Nurse, Barrie, and all those guys missed the net. Guys, they tell you in any sport, hit the net. That's all you have to do, is just purely hit the net. If you hit the net, it's more of a chance for our forwards to get a goal. Our top 6 also was playing like absolutely dog shit. From McDavid to Draisaitl, they were just quiet. They weren't out there. They were quiet, and it was hard to watch. And I don't know why Tippett doesn't change up the lineups when he sees that. When McDavid doesn't look too good and he gives up a horrible goal like that when Jason Spezza scores, change it up. Put Nuge down with Draisaitl and Yamamoto, which we did. We seen them for like a shift, though. That's the problem. We need to see them for longer. I would like to see a swap in the top 6 lineups a little bit. Change things up. Try to get the juices going instead of... Excuse me, apparently my acid reflux wants me to stop talking, but we got to change things up in our top 6. Our top 9 was amazing. That Ennis, Archibald, and Carl line, I think it was one of our best lines all night long. Same with the Gaetan, Russell, and Chase on line. I didn't really like Russell, which also brings up another point. Why did we bench Bouchard? Why did we scratch him, Tippett? Answer that question for me. We were 9-2 with Bouchard in the lineup and 5-6 without in the lineup. So you answer this question. Barry Trotz, who relies actually a lot on Noah Dobson, who I think was in the same draft year of Evan Bouchard, is playing on the fucking power play, Tippett. So why isn't Bouchard playing on the power play, where he plays his strongest, is passing the puck and shooting the puck? Because apparently Barrie and Nurse cannot shoot the puck right now. So why the hell are we scratching Bouchard? Makes no sense to me. Why are we playing Russell or Larson over Bouchard? I like Larson. I think Larson's doing very good. But why are we playing Russell over Bouchard? Doesn't make any sense to me. Tippett's practically coming out there and saying that Russell is better than Bouchard, and that pisses me off. I loved when Bouchard was in the lineup, and I think he should still get more games. Scratching him and benching him was a dumb idea, Tippett, and I hope you put him back in the lineup, because if you don't, I do not think we're going to be able to play as strong of a game if Evan Bouchard's not in that lineup. I think you should be honestly playing on the top power play like he should be. But, you know, it's Tippett's world, apparently, and he doesn't like Bouchard. I don't know why. But I hope Bouchard's in the lineup in the next game, because our defense got picked apart from top to bottom, from Barrie to Jones to Nurse to Barrie to Larson to Russell, even our forwards. Everyone got ripped apart. It was just, honestly, a rough game top to bottom. So, since we're done reviewing the game, let's head on to Maple Leafs World, as you guys will be seeing up on your screen. And now, we're going to be looking at the comments section. Now, I'll give you a little bit a background to the lore of this comments section that you're seeing here. So, this Alex S. guy commented me about an hour ago of making this video, and he was, of course, talking to me about the things that I was roasting a Maple Leafs fan on. So, a Maple Leafs fan stepped into my live play-by-play live after the game where we lost. He was like, oh, the Oilers are the worst team in the league. We have 11 cups. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you won your 11 cups in 1967, and you haven't won one since, and so on and so forth. And then I was practically losing, and then the guy was like, the Maple Leafs fans is like, oh, I'm just joking. And I'm like, oh, all right, that's hilarious. Good job, buddy. Thank you for having a little bit of a roasting fest to end the video off. I thought it was pretty funny. So Alex S. goes like this. Imagine bragging about a first-round win, lol. Then projecting at the end of the video is hilarious. I'm a Leafs fan. I'm talking that shit. Stay losing. And I'm like thinking, is this an Oilers fan or is this a Leafs fan or what? I'm like, okay, yeah, it's definitely a Leafs fan. So I'm like, imagine losing 5 years in a row every time you step into the playoffs. Oh, wait. That is the Toronto Maple jokes. Keep on being the choke masters of the league. And so he was kind of talking about how I bragged about us having a first round win over the late Maple Leafs, who haven't won a round since, I don't know, 2002, which is longer than what the Oilers. We have won, at least we have made it to the Stanley Cup Finals before you guys. So, I mean, you guys can't really say anything, but I kind of roasted them of not being able to make it to the playoffs in the past 5 years, where they've lost every time in the first round. So then he's like, Oilers got smacked. Let's talk today. You know where the game matters, laughing face. How did Matthews get the same amount of points as Dry and McDavid combined, weak ass laughing face? And then I'm like, yes, I agree that the Leafs smoked the Oilers. But you came into this comment section talking about how I bragged about a first round win, so I roasted you about never winning a round. Now you detoured to McDavid and Dry. Man, you're both lame and a loser. Grow up, bud. And that's what I say. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty goddamn gross, man. I'm like, woo, shit. And then he goes like, okay, but Matthews is better than Draisaitl. Holy shit! Whoa! Holy shit, he just broke the record, guys! Woo! Matthews better than Draisaitl. Damn, dude, you roasted me, Alex. Man, that you singed my heart. My heart is burning inside. It feels worse than what I get for heartburn when I have dairy. My lord. And then I go, agreed. I would take Matthews' shot over Draisaitl any day. Good comeback, doofus. And he's like, wow, name calling. That's what we're resorting to when facts fail. And I'm like, I just agreed with you, bud, that Matthews is better than Draisaitl. The reason why I called you a doofus is because you keep detouring this conversation. And he did. Every time I brought up some good-ass roast, he's like, oh, I'm just going to make fun of Draisaitl and McDavid. Oh, he brought up another one. I'm going to go with Matthews is better than Draisaitl. Like, that's really a roast. You look at the analytics. Yes, Matthews is better than Draisaitl. Yes, Matthews has not won an MVP compared to Draisaitl. So, yeah, maybe Draisaitl has a little bit of an edge. But you look at the analytics. Matthews is a great defensive player compared to Draisaitl. And his shot is insane. I mean, the guy has 18 goals in 20 games. So, of course, I would love to have Matthews on the Edmonton Oilers. No doubt about that. But you coming in this comment section acting like a big tough guy after one win where your Maple Leafs are now 3-2 against the Edmonton Oilers. I mean, yeah, you could talk the shit, but when you get roasted, I mean, just admit it, bud. And yeah, I think I'm going to end the video here, guys. That was a little fun part of the Maple Leafs. Welcome to the Maple Leafs world, because he's definitely in some cuckoo land off in some hallucinating. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's on some good drugs, I gotta say. Because, man, I would love to do what he's doing, man. I would love to do what he's doing. But I'll see you guys on Monday. It should be a fun game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I'm going to end the video here. Make sure to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Adios, amigos.